When the Dean of American Sports Writers proclaimed his opinions on the sport pages, America listened. In 1920, Grantland Rice penned these words: "Johnny McDermott was the greatest golfer that America ever produced, amateur or professional. McDermott had no weakness in any part of his game, and what is more to the point, he was pretty sure to be at his best under the heaviest fire." Powerful words from America's most respected sports writer. What elevated Johnny McDermott to such a lofty ranking? To begin with, he was the first American-born golfer to win the U.S. Open. Second, he came within one stroke of winning our country's top tournament 3 straight years. And third, famed golf course architect A.W. Tillinghast described him as a great shot maker, one of the mightiest of them all, and I place him besides Bobby Jones as one of the 2 greatest ever produced in this country. From 1910 to 1912, few golfers could touch McDermott. The Philadelphia Cricket Club hosted the U.S. Open in 1910, and McDermott, just 18 years old, finished in a 3-way tie with brothers Alex and McDonald Smith. Alex won the 18-hole playoff, with McDermott finishing second. That year, he won the 1910 Philadelphia Open and finished second in the Metropolitan Open. He took a job with the Atlantic City Country Club and demonstrated his self-confidence by challenging any pro to play him for money. The brash young golfer won each challenge. A year later, at the Chicago Golf Club, McDermott completed 72 holes again in a 3-way tie for the U.S. Open lead. This time, he was not to be denied, winning the 18-hole playoff. His reward, a $300 first prize. Looking back, after 100 more years of golf, McDermott still is the youngest ever to win the U.S. Open. He was 19. Then in 1912, McDermott defended his title at the Country Club of Buffalo. With that triumph, his accomplishments in 3 consecutive U.S. Opens rank as one of the most successful runs in golfing history. This youthful phenom was born in West Philadelphia on August 12, 1891, and learned to play golf as a caddy at the old Aronimink Golf Club on 52nd Street and Chester Avenue. He turned pro at 15. In June of 1913, McDermott finished 5th in the British Open, and a month later he won the Philadelphia Open at Merion for a 3rd time. In August, he won the Shawnee Open by 8 strokes. The field included the great British professionals Harry Vardon and Ted Ray, who had come to America to challenge our top golfers. McDermott's amazing success had inspired the American-born golfers. The United States Open had a record entry, and for the first time, qualifying rounds were needed in order to trim the starting field to a manageable number. It was there that a young American amateur named Francis Ouimet pulled off his famous win, defeating Vardon and Ray in an 18-hole playoff, and inspiring a Hollywood movie, The Greatest Game Ever Played. McDermott finished a disappointing 8th in that tournament, but he bounced back in October, winning the Western Open at Memphis. In 1914, he finished 2nd at the North and South Open and tied for 9th at the U.S. Open, but the fire had gone out of his game. In October of that year, McDermott suffered a mental breakdown. For the next 57 years, one of the world's greatest golfers spent his days in the Norristown State Hospital for the mentally insane. When his career ended, Johnny McDermott was 23 years old. His playing days were brief, but his accomplishments impressive. He was a Philadelphia-born champion and a young man who was a major factor in the growth of golf in the United States. He stood only 5 feet 8 inches and weighed just 130 pounds, but he played like a giant. Yes, long before Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer, before even Hogan, Jones, and Hagen. Johnny McDermott dominated his sport and earned a place among those all-time heroes of the game. And now, Johnny McDermott joins another elite group with his induction into the Philadelphia Sports Hall of Fame.